The sun has set and the moon soon follows. The ruins become a shadow against the sky as the universe drifts by in silent grandeur. Abandoned and deserted, these slowly decaying structures give us a glimpse into the past. They connect us to a bygone age, and they are a monument to the forgotten souls who lived and worked here. This is the Orizaba Mine, where gold and silver ore was discovered in 1909. The Orizaba Mine was the largest and most important mine in the area, but it was soon joined by many others. By 1911, prospectors had staked claims covering 120 acres. Such historic ruins have a strange allure, and I find myself drawn to them. As I study the remains, I'm struck by the resourcefulness of the miners, who often had to make do on a limited budget. For instance, here is a forge constructed from local rock, with a smoke hood made from the end of a steel drum. Originally, the hoist was powered by a steam engine using steam from the boilers. In later years, some clever miner converted the engine of a small tractor to run the hoist. I love the old-fashioned look of riveted steel. It seems odd, but there is considerable beauty to be found in old ruins. The materials used were simple and not far removed from nature: wood, stone, concrete, and iron. These materials weather, age, and decay in a way that is both natural and attractive. Part of their appeal is simply that they are rare. Of the thousands of structures built during the mining booms of the Old West, very few still exist. The ore from the mine was hauled by wagon and later by truck to a mill about 40 miles away. Water was seeping into the mines at the rate of 100,000 gallons per day. This was more than the pumps of the period could handle, and the mine's lower levels were soon flooded. Commercial mining ended here in the 1940s. Little is known about the mining camp that sprang up near the mines. The camp was named Orizaba, but it was probably never large enough to be considered a town. Two small structures still stand in the canyon north of the mine. Between them is the remains of a third cabin which collapsed just a few years ago. The walls of this stone cabin were originally dry stacked, built without mortar. When the front wall began to come apart, someone smeared mortar into the gaps to make it last longer. Now even the mortar is failing. Nearby is a two-room cabin covered with corrugated metal. I like the contrast between the galvanized metal and the rusty, ungalvanized sections. Around the hill to the west of the Orizaba Mine, there is another mine shaft near a wooden cabin. The colors and tone of the weathered wood and rusted metal change depending on the angle of the sunlight. A pile of debris remains where another building once stood. This was probably a root cellar used to store perishables. Thanks for watching. Visiting this historic site was a real treat, and I hope you enjoyed seeing it too.